Hi, I'm Eric the Security Guy. ISO IEC 27001 is an international standard for information security management systems. Like many ISO standards, it's a bit more complicated than it needs to be, and it's not as flexible as other standards, but it remains one of the most popular. The recently released 2022 version of the ISO 27001 standard includes 94 controls grouped into 4 themes: people, organizational, technological, and physical. This represents a significant change from the 2013 version that had 114 controls grouped into 14 clauses. Organizations implementing an ISO 27001 compliant information security management system, or ISMS for short, are not required to implement all controls. Instead, they begin by identifying the scope of the system, conducting a risk assessment, and defining a risk treatment methodology. A statement of applicability outlines which controls the organization has chosen to implement or omit and explains why. So, while in theory not all controls are required, in practice the organization needs to justify any controls they choose not to implement. In summary, ISO 27001-2022 includes 8 people, 37 organizational, 34 technological, and 14 physical controls. Controls are only summarized in 27001. The full details of each control can be found in the ISO 27002 standard. The primary advantage of ISO 27001 is that it's an international standard. Compared to other popular security frameworks, there are 3 main disadvantages. First, you need to purchase ISO standards for each person that needs them. ISO 27001 and 27002 will set you back about $500. Downloadable documents are watermarked with the individual's name and organization. Second, the ISO controls are not intended to be customized. From a practical perspective, to comply with the standard, you either implement the control as written or provide a justification as to why it's not required. Third, the ISO certification process can be expensive. While organizations can choose to adopt the ISO 27001 standard and not pursue certification, it remains the primary business driver for adopting 27001. Among other things, some certification bodies require site visits of a minimum duration during the external audit. While that might make sense for companies that run their own data centers or implement physical security controls, it doesn't necessarily make sense for many smaller businesses. Ultimately, whether ISO IEC 27001 certification makes sense for your organization really depends on your business requirements. Thank you for watching. Please help me out by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. And as always, if you have any questions or you'd like to suggest a topic for a future video, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. See you tomorrow.